In this video, let's take a look over how to architect our Flutter applications using stacked package. The architecture shall be filled with three major components: views, views models, and services. Based on the layer pyramids, the views shall be the only point of contact for the user. Beside views, we shall be having view models and services. The services shall be providing functionality like third-party applications, not application but all the packages, the API stuff, and also managing our Firebase within the services. Besides services, we shall be having view models which will be taking input from the views and request services to implement them. So basically, views shall be asking help from the view models that, bro, can you please do this for me? So after having this service, that is request to the following view models, the view models shall be requesting the same request to the services. Now as the services are the core of our application, the services shall be providing all of the functionality that our application needs to provide. Now let's say our application is just purposely meant over for building Firebase things, that is retrieving all the Firebase data. So under our services, first of all we shall be having a file called services. We shall be implementing the Firebase stuff of retrieving all the data. All the request and response from the Firebase shall be handled from services, and once the following task shall be completed, the following data shall be forwarded to our views models. Now the view model shall be converting the following data, that is raw data, under some meaningful one, that is it shall be handling some state management, inversion of control, navigation, or etc. all of the following things that we need to subtle under our entire application. And once the following task of our view models will be completed, the following data shall be forwarded to our views. Now the views shall be only meant for rendering the following data, not to optimize it. And once our views shall be getting all of our data, it shall be forwarding all the data to the user. And in this way, without any glitch, we shall be performing a proper and cool architecture over Flutter with the help of stacked package. Now let's take a deep dive over coding part of it and implement some of the basic applications using Stacked. Well, if you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe. This channel shall provide you all the premium and best content over backend development of Flutter that you may not get anywhere else. So if you are new here, consider subscribing and also hit that like button from the start of this video so that YouTube algorithm shall be knowing that we are doing a great job. So here under my VS Code, I have nothing but an entire Flutter project which only have a single file of main.dart, and here under my app I have nothing but a material app which have no home, it is homeless. Okay, I'm bad at jokes, but we shall be constructing our home soon. So first of all, according to our solid state architecture, we shall be moving under library and create three different folders. Here the first folder shall be app. The following app folder shall be consisting of all the routers, loggers, keyloggers, and all the mini components of our applications. After having this app folder, we shall be creating a new folder called core. Now based on our layer pyramid, the following core folder shall be consisting of two different folders, that is 2 to 3 different folders. The first one shall be for services. After having all the services under our core, we shall be having our view model as well. After having these view models, we shall be also requiring a new folder of managers. We shall be only managing all the third-party packages. So once we have completed our entire core folder, we shall be creating one more folder called as meta. Now the meta folder shall be consisting of all the first layer of our pyramid, which is our UI. So here I shall be creating a new folder of views. Also we shall be creating a new folder of all the widgets. So here let's have all the widgets. So once this thing is done, we are good to go. So first of all, let's take an example of counter app using stacked package. And now after having the following folder structure, let's go under our perspec.yaml file and get the dependency of stacked. So you can press Ctrl Shift and P if you have extension of perspec assist and get the dependency of stacked. So once we have a dependency, let's go back under our main.dart file. Alright, close this up. So now let's move under our meta package under our views, and first of all let's create a view for our counter app. So here I shall be having a new file of counter app example. You can give it any sort of name according to you. So under my counter app example, I shall be having a new stateless widget. Instead of having a container, it shall be returning a scaffold. And after having this scaffold, let's have an app bar. Let's have a body as well. We shall be having a view model for our particular view. So for having a view model, we can go under our core, under our view models, and create a new view model. Under this model, first of all let's have a new class The following class shall be extending with base view model. Now the following base view model shall be auto imported from stacked package. So after having the following extension, we can come down here. So here let's have a new integer called counter. The counter shall be initially 0. Let's have a getter for our counter as well. So here we shall have get counter. We shall be hovering over counter. And once we have our initialization, let's have our two different methods for increasing the counter and also decreasing the counter. So for having that thing, let's have a new void increment. Under this method, we shall be doing nothing but only increasing our counter. So here I shall be having counter plus plus. After having this increment, let's notify all the listeners. So here I shall be having notify listeners. So after having the following method of void increment, let's have a decrement method as well. Under this, first of all, let's have a counter initialization, and here we shall be decreasing the value. And after having that thing, let's notify all the listeners. Now this will be our entire logic for increasing and decreasing the counter. We shall be moving under our counter app, that is view, and implementing the following view model of our view. Now to connect the following view model under our view, we need to remove the following scaffold from here, and instead of having the return statement to be a scaffold, we shall be having a view model builder. So here I shall be having view model builder. Now the following view model builder shall be taking a type. So for having the particular type, we shall be simply writing counter app model. And once we have done this, it shall be also requiring a sole property which is of reactive and non-reactive. So here I shall be simply having reactive versus a non-reactive one. Now if you need to render your entire UI once, all of the sudden, you shall be simply using non-reactive. But if you need to render your UI again and again according to some basic changes, you shall be using reactive. But instead of using theory, let's take a deep dive over them as well. So for now, let's move with reactive. A bunch of options shall be appearing to us, that is a builder and a view model. So first of all, we shall be moving under our view model after having this semicolon. And under this view model, first of all, the following view model builder shall be referring over the following view model of counter app model. So here I shall be writing counter app model. It shall be also requiring a builder. So under the case of builder, it shall be requiring three different arguments. So the first argument shall be the context itself. So here I shall be having a context. After having the following context, it shall be also requiring a model. So for model, I shall be having a model here. After having context and model, it shall be also requiring a child. So here let's have our child. And now the following child shall be referring over our entire child that we need to provide over a particular class, that is our override method. So as in a form of child, we can simply paste up our scaffold that we have copied and paste it here. So format document once. Now let me explain to you about what the thing is happening here. So first of all, we have two different properties of builder and view model builder. Under our view model builder, we are simply referring over our counter app model, which is our view model of our counter app, which is this one. And after having this thing, we shall be also requiring a builder. Under the case of builder, if you hover over it, it will be taking three different arguments. The first one to be build context of our current widget, that is our class. After that, a model, that is a model from which we need to build our UI, which is our counter app model. And after that, it shall be requiring a widget, we shall be referring over scaffold. Now these shall be the three most important required parameters for our builder. So once we have our entire builder here, under our scaffold, we shall be having a floating action button. So under our floating action button, let's have a column as a child. And under our column, first of all, let's have main axis alignment from end. So as in of children, I shall be having two different floating action button. First of all, let's have a child to it for icon. We can copy our entire child and paste it under this case as well. So once we have both of the floating action buttons, let's implement the functionality of increasing and decreasing the counter. But first of all, we can move under our body, and here let's have a child to be a center, and under center I shall be having a child to be a text. Now the following text shall be referring to the data of the following counter, that is our getter of counter. So for managing that thing, I shall be writing your model, and after writing model and dot, you can see all of the property that we have gotten access to from our view model. So for now, we can get our get counter, which is our entire integer, and convert it under to string. Easy thing. So format document once. we shall be also requiring some modifications over our text. So for that purpose, we can go under onPress property, and here under onPress property, it shall be doing nothing but simply rendering our model dot increment. We shall be having same thing under our onPress property of decrement 1. So here I shall be simply writing model dot decrement. To increase the counter, we shall be calling increment property, that is method, and to decrement, we shall be calling decrement property from our counter app model. And once we have done this, we can go back, and here we shall be having a text of model dot get counter under the form of string, because we have our value to be of integer. So now we shall be moving under our main.dart file, and here let's have our home to our material app. So here I shall be having a new home as in a form of counter app example. So you can press F5 to reload your entire application. Alright, so we have our application up and loading. So we can go back under our project folder. Let's minimize it and let's close it up. So here, first of all, let's go under our counter app example and get somewhat spacing between both the buttons. So here, let's have a new size box. Now let's go back under our emulator. So here, after pressing this plus icon, that is our increment button, the following counter is increasing by 1 unit, and after pressing the following pause button, the following counter shall be decreased by 1 unit. That is, we have successfully implemented the architecture of stacked. The base view model is similar to a new class. So if I created a new class, let's say demo class, and the following demo class shall be extending with change notifier. So under our change notifier, all of the properties that we will be getting with the help of change notifier shall be automatically implemented under our base view model. That is, the following base view model is nothing but extension of base view model. That's it. So we can go back to this and move under our entire application. So what we can really do is go back under our counter app example, that is our view. Instead of having reactive, if I simply write non-reactive and reload our entire application once. So here if I tested it out, after pressing over it, nothing shall be happening for now, because the UI shall be rendered only one time and the initial value of our entire model, that is our counter, is 0 by default. Now I guess you have understood the difference between reactive and non-reactive. When you simply extend your entire view model builder with reactive, all the UI under your view shall be changing from time to time. That is, the UI will be dynamic, but under a case of non-reactive, it will be static and still. So with this basic counter example, let's move forward and let's see two different main usages of our entire stack, that is under a case of streams and also for future. So for having that thing, let's go under views and create a new file. Under this file, first of all, let's have a new stateless widget, our used to thing, and here instead of container, let's have a new scaffold. For our entire view, let's have its view model as well. So we can go back under our view model and create a new file. So here I shall be having a new class of stream view example. Here it shall be simply extending with not with base view model but a new model of stream view model. Easy thing. Now the following thing is auto imported from stacked. So the following stream view model shall be helping us in managing all of our streams in a very awesome way. So here it shall be simply hovering over a red line that it shall be requiring a missing override. So here we can simply quick fix it by creating a missing override. The following override shall be nothing but a stream of get stream. So here it shall be simply requiring a stream that we need to provide. So what we can really do is get all of our data from our Cloudflare store. So let's retrieve all of the following data with the help of stream view model. So for having that thing, let's go under our services and create a new file for Cloudflare store. Under this file, we shall be having a new class. Now the following service shall be helping us in getting all of our data, that is performing all of our actions over Firebase. I shall be having a new final instance of collection reference. So here let's have a new collection reference for data, and it shall be equal to Firebase firestore.instance.collection, a collection of all the users that I already have under my Cloudflare store. So once we have our instance of collection reference, we shall be having a new stream for retrieving all of our data. So here let's have a new stream called get data. Under this stream we shall be doing nothing but simply having data reference dot snapshots. We shall go back under our stream view model, and under this, first of all, let's take an instance of our Firestore service. I shall be creating a new method for simply rendering our entire stream from Firestore service. So for that, let's have a new stream. I shall be simply having return Firestore service dot get data. Easy thing. Now our stream view model shall be also requiring a type. So here I shall be simply having a type of query snapshots, and same thing goes here. It shall be having a type of a query snapshot, and instead of throwing an unimplemented error, I shall be having here our entire method of get. Now this is all about for getting all the streams from our Firestore. Now this looks very easy cause it is easy and very awesome. Let's have a type to our stream. So once we have an entire method completed, instead of having this, let's have a new name to be a model. It will be looking more precise and distinguishable. So once we have our entire model of stream view example, we shall be moving back under our stream view example, and instead of returning a scaffold, we shall be returning, yes, you guessed it right, a view model builder. So yeah, let's have a view model builder under a case of reactive and also give it a type. So yeah, let's have stream view model example, and also it shall be requiring a builder and view model builder. So first of all, we shall be simply giving it a view model builder. It shall be simply referring to stream view example model. Also it shall be requiring a builder, and I know now you are used to writing the following builder. It shall be requiring a context, a model, also a child, and the following thing shall be referring over our scaffold. So under our scaffold, we shall be having all of the functionality. So first of all, let's go under our scaffold and have an app bar. Also it shall be requiring a body. So under our body, we shall be having our entire body of our list style for retrieving all the data. So first of all, we shall be having a stream builder. Now the following stream builder shall be under a case of a query snapshot, and here first of all it shall be requiring a stream. So for getting a stream, I can simply say model.stream. Now here the following stream is referring to our important override stream, that the following stream is referring to our get stream from Firestore. So we can go back under our stream view example, and here let's have a model to our entire stream builder. So here we shall be having a builder. It will be taking a context, also a snapshot, and the following thing shall be throwing us a list view. So here under our list view, let's have all the children. Under a case of snapshot, let's get all the docs and map the following docs under a to list form. Instead of having a dynamic key, we shall be having a document snapshot for a document snapshot, and here instead of having a null value, let's have a list style. It shall be having a title. So here let's have a title to be text under a case of document snapshot dot data, and here let's fetch all the names. And after having this thing, let's have subtitle as well. So under subtitle, I can have text for document snapshot dot data. From this, let's fetch all the grades. Now after having our view and view model, we can go back under our main.dart file and register a following thing under our home. So here we will be simply having our stream view example. So for that, let's have a stream view, and now let's check our entire emulator. So here under our emulator, we can see the docs are called on null. So let's load our entire application once. And also we can go back under our stream view example, and here under a case of grades, let's make the following grades under a true string cause they are integers. Now let's try and open it one more time. Cool, so now we are getting all of our data from our Cloud Firestore, which is the names and also the grades. And in this way you can simply manipulate your entire streams with the help of stream view model, which is very beneficial under a case of a solid state architecture. And after having the following stream view model, let's also take a look over what is the future view model. So for having that thing, let's go back under our entire project folder, and here under our view models, let's create a new file. And once we have created our view model, let's create its view as well. So for this view, I shall be having a new view, and as usual it will be having a stateless widget, and instead of having a scaffold, that is instead of having a container, let's have a scaffold. So we can go back under our view models. So what we shall be doing, one thing is simply add data under our Cloud Firestore with the help of future view model. So for having that thing, let's have a new class. I know they are big names, but they are good to us. And the following future view example model shall be extending with future view model, which shall be auto imported from stacked package. Now the following future view model shall be also requiring an override. So here we shall be simply creating a missing override, which shall be nothing but a future to run. So before adding all of our data under our Cloud Firestore, let's go under our service file, which is Cloud Firestore, and create a new method for simply adding all of our data under our Cloud Firestore. So for that thing, let's have a new future method of add data. The following future method shall be asynchronous, and under this we shall be simply adding return data reference dot add. It shall be taking all the data. So here we shall be simply pass on our mapping of string and also a dynamic. Let's name the following thing to be data. So once we have done this, add a semicolon and we are good to go. So once we have completed our entire future method, we can go back under our future view model, and here we shall be having a new future under our future to run. So for this thing, let's create a new future method. So here under this, we shall be simply having a return statement for Firestore service. So here under the case of return statement, we shall be moving at the top, and here let's have a new final instance. Cool. So now we can come down here, and here we shall be simply having our entire future method. Let's have Firestore service dot add data. Now the following thing shall be taking all of our data which is required. Without passing any argument, the following data is appeared here, and if you hover over it, it will be obtained by simply getting the following base view models, but we don't need this data. Instead of this, we shall be adding our custom data. So let's pass on some of the data here. But you know what? In the case of actual production app, we shall be having a model for our entire data that shall be adding over our Cloud Firestore. But now to explain you what is a future view model, let's go with the following cross. So here, let's have a name. So here I shall be having a new name of new user, and also we shall be requiring grades for our integer. So let's have a grades of 2, a bad grade. So format document once. So once this thing is done, we can remove the parentheses and simply simplify the following future run over render future from Firestore. Now this is all about for getting the following thing happen. So now we can go back under our view, under future view example, and as usual let's have a view model builder of reactive. Also let's have a type to be future view example model. It shall be requiring a builder as well as a view model builder. So first of all, under a case of builder, we shall be passing on context, model, and also a child. Let's throw a scaffold. It shall be simply overing to the following future view example model. And here under a case of scaffold, we shall be having a floating action button for a floating action button. Under this, under onPress property, we shall be simply using the model, our entire future. So here we can simply have future to run, and now let's test it out. But before that, let's go under our main.dart file, and instead of stream view, let's have future view example, and now let's test it out. So here under our screen, we have nothing but simply a floating action button. So now after pressing over this button, and if you check our Cloud Firestore, you may see a new document is appeared here, which is a new user. So now let's do one thing. Instead of having a future view example, let's have a stream view example. And now after opening this, you can see new data is added here, which is our new user having grades to be 2.0. So in this way, if you simply need to add data under future, you can simply use future view model. We shall be simply taking a type as well, but it's not necessary if you are simply adding a minimal thing under our future. So in this way, you can simply use future view model to make your application's architecture awesome one. And I have explained all of the basics over a stacked architecture. So if you go under our counter app model, this is our entire basics of how to implement a base view model under a case of counter app. So if you have missed something or haven't understood, you can simply comment on or check the following source code. And you know what? I will be taking a short series over Flutter and Firebase, and you may see the following project is built over that project only, that is Flutter Firebase. So I hope you have understood the basics of Stacked, that is Stacked package and its architecture principles. Now we have only touched the surface of Stacked. There is a much deep dive that we need to take over Stacked. But don't worry, in our next series of Flutter Firebase, we shall be covering all of our stacked architecture in a cool way. So I hope you will be joining me in my next series of Firebase Zero to Mastery. So with that said, I will see you in the next one. Please comment down your thoughts, and also don't forget to check my Instagram, where I shall be providing daily new content over Flutter, Dart and Firebase. So with that said, please hit that like button, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.